All right, we're live.
And we are live. We are live. This is UFC 219, Holm versus Cyborg, bro picks. This is Ricky.
What's up, guys? This is Justin. I hope everyone had a good Christmas, and we're back. I mean, we haven't. It's been a couple, a card, but I mean, I think we have a nice break after this. I think we've had like a nice 2-week break for this card, but um,
Yeah.
right before we get into the card, let's talk about last card. The main event was RDA versus Waller. I didn't have a play in it, but you did. It was a pretty good fight. I mean, it was kind of a beatdown. RDA went out there and dominated him, and I thought it was going to be a lot closer fight than that. I thought Robbie was going to win, but thank God I didn't bet that fight.
Yeah, I thought RDA was gonna win that fight. Kind of glad I went with my gut, stuck with my gut, and bet on it because he completely dominated it, man, and it was easy money. I thought he was gonna get tired after that flurry, but he kept going. He was able to use his leg kicks very well. Lolly wasn't able to answer to come up with an answer to that problem. And Dos Anjos kind of exposed him and just made him look like he was kind of out of his league. And it was just like a one-sided kind of fight. So other than that, I bet RDA won that, but then I lost on Mike Perry, so kind of came up pretty much even for the night. But whatever. Kind of off that Mike Perry trade, man. I don't really think he's that good. I just think he's kind of really strong for his division. But as you can see against the more technical guys, better guys, he's having a hard time. What do you think about it?
Yeah, man. I bet on Perry too. I thought it was a close fight. I do think Ponzi won, but Perry kind of relied on his toughness and his chin, and he got taken down a couple times. It was pretty crucial in the fight. He hurt Ponzi early though, but that eye poke, man, Ponzi pisses me off, dude. That guy's such a dirty fighter. He was beating Ponzi before that eye poke, and Ponzi does it every fight, man. Every fight he does that dirty eye poke, and I mean he wins, man. But I mean he's a dirty fighter, and I can't wait till he gets exposed. So I hope he fights Till because I believe Till will finish him, but that's another day. Yeah, I had three plays, all three units. I lost on Perry, like I just said. Cannoneer, yeah, man. In my opinion, it was a bad play because the size. Jan was a lot bigger than him, and it showed in the fight. Jan was, wrecking him with that jab during the whole fight, and Cannoneer just didn't really, show that he wanted it, man. I mean, he looked flat out there, and he just didn't look like the Cannoneer that we've seen. So hopefully he drops 185, but we'll see what happens. And then I won my only play on Josh Emmett, so I won plus 1.05 in the night because I mean Emmett was a huge underdog, and a lot of people are saying that Emmett's not that good. He missed weight. He missed weight by a couple pounds, but I mean he would have done the same thing if he would have made weight. I mean he went out there and he was winning the whole fight, and then he landed that huge hook, man. I mean that was awesome, man. I mean Ricardo Lamas might not be the same after that anymore. So I think Emmett's good, man. I think he's going to be a hard out for a lot of people in that division.
Yeah, as long as he can make 145, I think he's going to be doing good in there.
I think they're going to make that versus T City next. That's a very good fight. I have to watch a lot of tape for that fight, but we'll talk about that when it comes. But all right, man, let's get into the first fight of the night. So we got Marvin Vettori versus Omari Akhmedov. This is a pretty good fight. Omari's moving up to 185. Vettori, he's a good fighter, man. Trains Kingdom MMA. He didn't look that good last fight though. He fought we fought Bika Miranda. And his cardio kind of slowed, but he still got the win. I was sweating because I had him in a parlay. His cardio is an issue, but other than that, man, I mean, the guy is, good striker, man, good ground game. He fought a very close fight with Carlos Jr. He lost that fight, but I mean, that second round, he almost finished him. And I don't know how Omar is going to win this fight. I mean, on the feet, I think it's Vettori all day. I think, how's Omari's gas tank going to be? I mean, he always slows every fight. Vettori, I do think he might have the better cardio, but it's going to be close. But I mean, on the ground, I mean, is Omari going to be able to take him down, hold him down? I don't think so. I mean, Carlos Jr. took him down, but I mean, it was like he dominated him on the ground, and that's Carlos Jr. Omari's not Carlos Jr. So I think Omari's gonna lose this fight. I think he's gonna get knocked out or lose a decision. But I know Omari won last fight against Alisson, but before that, the dude lost in the third round 2 fights in a row. So I'm gonna have to go Vettori here, but I'm not gonna be playing chalk. I'm not gonna play him at the line. I think he's minus 220. But yeah, I got Vettori. What about you?
I don't know. I think Omari actually has a chance. I think if he holds him down, he can win the fight, kind of like how he did with Dal Hassan. Mutanche showed that he was able to take him down. But moving up to 185, I think that's going to be a little tough for Omari, especially with a tough guy like Vettori. So I'm probably going to have to agree with you and go with Vettori for the win. But I do think the line is off, and I won't. I'm probably not going to bet on it. But I'm going to go to Vettori.
All right, so next fight we got Tim Elliott versus Marc De La Rosa. Yeah, man, I know Elliott has some wins in the UFC, but the dude's a 50-50 fighter. I wanted to fade him, but I watched tape on De La Rosa. It was short notice. Yeah, man, he has pretty good boxing, but I think Elliott's going to be able to take him down and just kind of hold him down there. So I'm picking Elliott here. I think Elliott's going to win a decision, and I'll be looking to fade Tim Elliott in the future because, I know the guy went the distance with DJ, but I just don't think the guy is that good in the feet. And I feel like if you can stuff the takedowns against Elliott, you're going to beat him on the feet all day. So, yeah, I'm picking Elliott, though. I think, he's going to be able to beat this guy because it's on short notice. And one thing I want to mention, though, is who knows how Elliott's, head's going to be at because he just lost his head coach, Robert Follis. So that's one kind of lean that I was thinking about, picking De La Rosa. But after I watched the tape, I don't think he's going to be able to beat Elliott. So I got Elliott, but I'm not that confident in it. What about you?
Same here. I got Elliott in it in this fight, even though he looked pretty bad against Ben 10. I think that Ben 10 will kind of do that to a lot of people. He just got caught, and you do a lot of weird things when you got caught. When you get caught, sometimes I think he was just trying. He was just like probably just got caught, was desperate, so he looked really shitty. But I don't know. I still think he did all right against DJ. But we'll see what happens. I think I got enough left in him to get the win here, but definitely can't touch Elliott. He's not consistent at all, and I wouldn't be surprised if I do see an upset. But I'm still going to go with Elliott for the win.
So next fight, we got Luis Smolka versus Matheus Nikolai. I got my first play in the night. I got 4 units on Nikolai at minus 155. And a lot of people are worried about this fight. A lot of people are talking about how, Smolka's on a 3-fight losing streak. He actually might win this fight because his back's against the wall. I don't think so. I think this guy's done. A lot of people are talking about how Nikolai, he got popped. So, how is he going to look here? The guy's young. The guy's 24 years old. And T-City, got popped around the same time. And, look at T-City. He got popped and he finished every fight since. I feel like the guy's young and, I think he's going to look even better than he has been. The guy's 2-0 in the UFC. He beat Bruno at bantamweight. And it was a pretty good fight. He hurt him in the first round. The second round, he got hurt to the body and then almost tapped him out. In the third round, he went out there and, had a pretty nice choke. It was like a Darce necktie or whatever. It was dope. And then he made his flyweight debut. So this guy's fought every fight at bantamweight besides his last fight against John Moraga. And he went out there and, won every round, in my opinion. I don't think it was a split. And the guy has good striking, man. He trains at Jackson's. He has a good jab. He's very long for the division. And I don't think Smolka's good in the feet at all, man. Before we talk about Smolka, I'll get back to Nikolai. But Nikolai's a black belt, man. He has a very good ground game. And that's what Smolka's best at. And Nikolai also, man, I think that's a striking advantage. Like I said, he has a jab, good left hook, good right hook. I think he's faster than him. I think he can, pick him apart all day. And we'll talk about Smolka right now. The guy's not there anymore, man. A 3-5 losing streak. Tim Elliott made him look like a jobber. And if Tim Elliott makes you look like that jobber, come on, man. Really? He dominated that fight, won every round. Just dominated him, man. And I think Smolka's not that good on the feet at all. I know he had that knockout against Richie Vasolik, but he was losing every minute until that fight, until he got that Hail Mary knockout head kick. The guy's, he's an alcoholic. I've seen interviews saying that, he was depressed and all this, and he drinks all the time. I don't like that. It's a huge red flag. I think the guy's done. I don't think he's UFC material anymore at all. And on the feet, I mean, it's Nikolai is so much better on the feet. If it hits the mat, I mean, where Smolka's good at, I mean, Nikolai is a black belt and he has a very good ground game. So I think Nikolai could actually tap him out on the ground. So this isn't the Smolka that beat Ben 10. I mean, that Smolka's like 100 years done. So, I mean, that Smolka's not here anymore. So I got Nikolai all day here. I think it's going to be easy money. And I think he's going to go out there and finish Smolka and make a statement. So I got Mateus Nikolai by a second round finish. What about you?
Yeah, I think Smolka's a fade because he's kind of because he's mentally, you don't know where he's at mentally. You know what I mean? Like he's kind of I hate to say it, but it seems like he's an alcoholic from some of the interviews that he uses there. Or maybe not alcoholic, but I don't know. He drinks too much for a professional fighter. But ever since he got caught by Moreno and that guillotine, I think he's just been on downward slope from there, man. And then he just I don't know. Ever since then, he fought
Borg.
Ray Borg, and then just got destroyed and mentally. Yeah, I think Smoke was done. I see the bet there, but didn't he go from like a minus 170 to like a minus 300 or something like that?
Yeah, I got him at minus 155, and now he's like minus 400.
Yeah, I can't touch that with the stick, so can't play that. I just think that Smoker's not there, so I'm gonna have to go with Nikolai as well. Smoker doesn't have it anymore. He needs to focus. But ever since then, I never really liked his style. I always thought he was kind of a desperate guy. He just always went for guillotines. He was willing to put himself in like risky positions to get the guillotine, and I knew that wouldn't work against better guys like Ray Borg and other people. So I don't know. I think he got his skill took him so far, but you know, you need skill and hard work, you know, to make it in the UFC. So
Yeah, man.
and a strong mindset. You know what I mean? And a strong mindset. It doesn't seem like he has a very strong mind. He had like an interview. I remember saying like he seemed very like unmotivated going into the Ray Borg fight, and I knew from there he wasn't kind of someone you would want to bet on. So I'm gonna have to see your bet, but pass for me because the line is crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Nikolai as well.
Yeah, one thing too, I think Nikolai's better everywhere, to be honest. He definitely has the wrestling advantage too. I didn't mention that. And Smolka has terrible takedown defense. The guy gets taken down at will every fight.
Yeah.
And where he's best at is his ground game. I mean, Nikolai's a black belt, man. Nikolai's a nasty black belt. So I'm telling you right now, if this hits the mat, Nikolai's going to tap him out. And on the feet, he's way better than Smolka. And he has the mindset. You know, Smolka has no mindset anymore. I think he's going to, be a bartender after this fight. So next fight, we got Miles Jury versus Rick Glenn. This fight, is definitely interesting. I actually wanted to play Miles Jury, but I didn't realize that he was going to be a minus 300 favorite. I thought it was going to be like a pick 'em. But yeah, I'm picking Jury to win this fight. A lot of people think the guy sucks and he's done. The guy's 16-2. I mean, the dude, I know he didn't train at the best place at Power MMA, but I mean, now he trains at Alliance. I think he's been there back and forth his whole life, anyways. And he's lost to Cowboy Cerrone at 155. Then he lost, to Charles Oliveira. So Oliveira is kind of a weird fighter because the guy wins fights and he loses fights, but he's still,
he's got a lot of skill.
Fighter. Yeah, he still has skill, bro. Charles Oliveira is not a jobber, I'll tell you that at all. And Jury got caught by guillotine, but I mean, Jury went out there his last fight and beat a jobber in like 3 minutes. And I know Rick Glenn beat Gavin Tucker, but I mean, who's Gavin Tucker? So I think Rick Glenn, he has pretty decent wrestling. He's a veteran. He has pretty good hands. But the guy won a split versus Felipe Nover before that. That guy is so bad, so done. I mean, Miles Jury's been in there with a lot of people. He has the better experience. The guy's beaten freaking Michael Johnson. I mean, Miles Jury is the more technical striker for sure. I think he has the better wrestling, and I think Miles Jury is going to go out there and win a 30-27 decision, make it look easy. So I got Jury all day. What about you?
Who's he fighting?
Rick Glenn.
Oh man, dude, this is a tough fight, dude, for him. I think. Guys, I don't have my notes in front of me. I've just been on vacation mode. But dude, Glenn just showed that he's not an easy out for anyone, especially Gavin. And like, look at what he did at Gavin Tucker, man. And I think he might be able to do the same to Miles Jury, because Miles Jury is like the same guy that like kind of similar to Gavin Tucker. He has a lot of skill, but I don't know, man. I'm not sure about his grit or like how consistent he is, dude. Like, when's the last time he's fought? You know. Glenn is, I think he's coming off of a pretty impressive win, has a lot of momentum on his side, and I think is he a dog right now?
He's a huge.
He's a dog. He's live, man.
Yeah.
He's live. I think he's live. So but I think Jury has a skill, you know. But I'm gonna have to go with Glenn, man. Give it the underdog this one. Go with Glenn right here because I think he's gonna have the more. I just think there's experience. I think he's training at Alpha Male now. Is he training at Team Alpha Male?
Mm-hmm.
And look at how good those guys are doing right now. Look at Clay Guida. He's doing good. So I'm gonna have to go with Rick Glenn right now. He's looking pretty good recently.
Josh Emmett, Team Alpha Male is a good camp, bro.
They're doing beasting it right now. So yeah, switch it up and go with Rick Glenn. Do you have a play?
No. Yeah, I'm picking Jury. No, I'm not touching -300. I'm picking Jury, but I can see the Glenn pick. I mean, it's not. I mean, it's definitely not a one-sided fight. I'll tell you that. I think Glenn's kind of live, but I mean, I just think Jury's gonna win. But I don't. If anyone out there wants to bet Glenn, I mean, I understand. So next fight we got Dan Hooker versus Marc Diakiese. This is one of the closest fights on the night. I mean, I've been back and forth in this fight. I'm gonna have to go with Diakiese though. I think he has the wrestling advantage. I think he can go out there and take him down. And I do think he has the striking advantage. You know, he's the bigger guy too. Hooker looked very good in his debut at 155, but that was against Ross Pearson. You know, I'm pretty sure Ross Pearson works at the Subway right down my street. So I'm going to have to go with Marc, man. I know Marc dropped the ball last fight, you know, against Kase. But, I mean, Kase, you know, hurt him in the first round with weight kicks, and he couldn't really move. And I know Hooker's just kind of an inconsistent fighter. I mean, the guy wins one, he loses one. He doesn't have the best record. You know, he's a very tough guy. He has a good chin. But I think Marc's going to be the bigger fighter, man. And I think he's going to have pretty good size on Dan Hooker. Even though Hooker is going to be a big lightweight, I think Marc's huge at lightweight. So I'm going to have to go with Marc. I think he's going to go out there and pick him apart and win a decision because Hooker's tough. What about you?
Yeah, man, I'm going to have to agree with you. I think I'm going to have to agree with you. I'm going with Marc Diakiese here. I think he's going to be the better athlete. He might have the better stand-up and the better wrestling. He did lose against Close, but Close I think is pretty good, man. I know Close lost to Tamor pretty bad, but I really think Tamor has a really big ceiling in the UFC. So, you know, I'm gonna let it slide on that one. But Diakiese I think shows a lot of promise, man. He's a good athlete, man. So I think with the right training camp, he's gonna do good. And I'm gonna have to go with Diakiese.
So next fight, we got Khalil Roundtree versus Mikhail Oaks. Yeah, I don't even want to say his last name. I'm going to butcher it. Oleksiejczuk? I don't even know. But anyways, yeah, man, I'm all on Khalil in this fight. I'm not, you know, he opened at -260, and now, you know, I don't want to play -260 because that's chalk. And now the line's like, I think it's like, what,
-290?
-290. You know, I'm actually going to wait for the props to come out, and I'm going to bet, you know, 4 units Khalil in the distance. I think this is easy money. I think this is my most confident pick of the night. Mikhail should be at 185. The dude has no business at 205. Khalil's huge at 205. Mikhail, his last fight, I mean, the dude almost got finished in a minute. I mean, he almost got finished in that fight. He got dropped. He was eating some huge shots, and then he got a finish. He knocked the guy out, but right before that, he almost got finished. I mean, what do you think Khalil's going to do? Khalil is the way better striker here. I mean, the bigger dude, the faster dude. And, I mean, a lot of people are saying that Khalil has no ground game. Maybe he doesn't have the best ground game, but I'll tell you this, he definitely worked on it. And a lot of people want to say that, oh, Khalil's lost to Andrew Sanchez. He sucks and all this. That's the past. I mean, look what he's done in the last 2 fights. I know they're against scrubs, but, I mean, he dominated Jolly in like 30 seconds. He dominated Paul Craig. I mean, he didn't give any of those guys even the opportunity to win the fight at all. It was all, you know, Khalil Roundtree. And he wasn't focused in the past at all. I mean, you can see when he fought Tyson Pedro, I mean, he was out there hugging him at the weigh-in. They were like laughing. And I mean, after that, I mean, look at the Daniel Joey fight. You know, he talked to Brian Sand in the octagon after he won, and he said, you know, yeah, Brian, you know, I wasn't focused. I mean, I didn't even know if I wanted to do this, you know, for the long run. I treat it as a sport, but now I'm 100% focused, and I want to be a champion and all this. So I like the guy's mindset. Look, come on, man. I mean, look at when he fought Paul Craig. I mean, he was like staring at him for 10 minutes in the octagon before the fight start, and he dominated him, dude. I mean, Paul Craig went for one takedown, got stuffed, and I mean, he picked him apart. He wasn't his aggressive self because I mean, he's an aggressive fighter, but you know, against Paul Craig, he kind of picked his shots and kind of picked him apart. But against Mikel, I think he's going to go out there and be aggressive and get a first round finish. So I just think Mikel's slow. I don't think he's that good of a striker. He gets hit way too much, and he's sloppy. And I think Khalil is just the cleaner striker, the faster striker, and the better fighter. This guy's not a grappler, man. I mean, this guy, you know, he's a striker, but he's a slow striker, and he's not in Khalil's ballpark at all. So I really want Khalil to get a test. I want him to fight like a Pat Cummins because I want to see, you know, how his takedown defense is. But, I mean, I think Khalil would starch Pat Cummins. And I'm very high on Khalil. A lot of people should know this by, you know, if they follow me. I think, you know, I really do think he's turned a corner, and, you know, his ground game is going to be a lot better in takedown defense. So I got Khalil here all day. But, hey, the ground game is not going to worry here because Mikel has no grappling at all. So it's going to be a first-round finish for Khalil. What about you?
I'm going to go with Khalil as well, too. I'm going to be honest, too. I don't know much about the other guy, but it doesn't sound like he's a wrestler, so you don't really have to worry about that. I'm still not convinced. I'm still not convinced about his ground game, though, bro, to be honest, until I see him taken down and I see him react a little better on the mat, until I see him, like, you know, back up or something, work his way back up to the cage or something. You still haven't really seen him tested on the mat. So until then, I'm still going to have my skeptical hippo eyes. But I do think that that Khalil has worked on his takedown defense, you know, against, you know, he did go against, who was that, Jolly or whatever, before he went against Craig. That guy was going for takedowns, you know, and he stuffed a lot of them, fucking hurt him with the knees, you know. So, against Paul Craig, he wasn't able to get it down either. So, you know, his takedown defense has looked a lot better. We'll see how his get-up game looks when he gets, because eventually he's going to get taken down when he goes against better people. So let's see how his get-up game is. But his takedown defense has looked a lot better. I can tell you that. So I'm going to have to go with Khalil as well, man. Just he's got the UFC experience. He's looking good. He's looking better every fight. I don't think people can deny that. So I'm going to have to go with Khalil.
Let's get it. All right, man. So next fight, we got Condit versus Magny. This is a very, very close fight, to be honest. I've been back and forth in this fight, but I have to go with Neil Magny to win this fight. I just don't trust Condit at all. If this was 3 years ago or 4 years ago or 2 years ago even, I mean, I'd pick Condit all day. But the guy doesn't want it anymore. I mean, the guy got hurt against Damian Maia on the ground, and I mean, if you hear this dude's interviews, I mean, he's in it for the money. That's it. And, you know, so I think he's overlooking Magny too. I don't think Magny is the best, but the dude has some pretty good wins. And, I mean, you can't argue that. The dude's beating Kelvin. I mean, come on, man. And I know he beat Lombard, but Lombard's kind of a joke. I think Magny, you know, has a lot of heart. I don't think Condit has that anymore. And I think Magny could kind of pick him apart and use that jab and fight long. Condit's not going to take him down, so we don't have to worry about Magny's takedown defense here at all. I think Magny's just going to fight long, man, and just pick him apart and win an ugly decision. So I'm going to have to go with Magny, but I'm not going to bet him because, you know, it's a pass for me. But I'm picking Neil Magny. What about you?
Probably going to have to go the other way so far. Just it's a flip of a coin type of fight, though. You know, dog or pass. If I had a bet on this fight, it's just that I think both of these fighters are kind of washed up, man. Magny was looking good, but I mean, this fool got taken down by a leg kick and then wasn't able to get back up. But that's Dos Anjos. Dos Anjos leg kicks are next level, but still, man, it's hard to, like, what if, like, I think Condit is like stronger than Magny for sure. He just hasn't looked the same ever since he got beat by Larkin. So I don't know. I think both of these fighters are kind of broken, but Magny might have a little bit more drive in him. But I'm just gonna go the other way, just make things a little more interesting.
All right, so next fight we got Cindy Calvillo versus Cara Esparza. I'll keep this pretty short. I got Calvillo. I think she's the better striker. I think that she's the better grappler. It is, a close fight though because Cookie Monster is a good grappler. I mean, I don't think I think she's kind of washed up, but the girl has some good wins. So I'm gonna have to go with Calvillo, but I'm not gonna parlay minus 300. I'd probably play her if the line was way better, but it's not. And Calvillo hasn't really fought anyone. I mean, I know she fought JoJo, and that was a very close fight against JoJo, so I could have gone either way. I don't think Carla has nothing to offer on the feet. I don't think Calvillo is the best striker in the world, but I think his striking is definitely improved. And on the ground, I mean, Calvillo is nasty, man. So I'm gonna have to go with Calvillo to win. I think she's gonna tap her out. I think she's gonna tap out as far as this. So I got Calvillo with the armbar in round 3. What about you?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Calvillo as well. I think Cookie Monster is just very one dimensional. It took her places in like the Ultimate Fighter and a couple fights after that, but I think she's a pretty easy fighter to go to game plan against, as opposed to Calvillo. I think she's a threat on the feet and in the grappling. I think she's probably can even out grapple Cookie Monster when it comes to jiu-jitsu and stuff like that. But yeah, Carlos Esparza is just too one dimensional for me, so I'm gonna have to go with Calvillo. Team Alpha Male.
Hell yeah. So next fight we got Tiramisu Khabib versus Edson Barboza. I got 2 units on Barboza plus 250. I can't deny that Khabib is a good grappler. I mean, the dude is a beast, man. He hasn't lost. Very good grappler. But where's his head at? I mean, the dude missed weight against Tony Ferguson. Is he going to make weight here? We don't even know. Is he going to look good? We don't even know. I mean, probably not. I don't know what's up with his diet or whatever, but the dude is not a good striker. I don't think he's good at all on the feet. Michael Johnson was beating him really bad, but I mean, Michael Johnson was loading up into his shots too much and he gassed out. And then, one of the takedowns Khabib landed on him. I mean, he went for a guillotine. I mean, you don't go for a guillotine against Khabib, but come on, right? He has a terrible fight IQ, Michael Johnson. So I know Michael Johnson beat Barboza, but I mean, that's MMA math. MMA math doesn't mean shit, and everyone knows that. Edson Barboza hasn't been taken down in like 3 years. I mean, the last time he got taken down was against Castillo, and that was like 3 years ago. The dude has very, very good takedown defense, and you better believe he's been working on his takedown defense. The guy trained with, Zabit, Edgar. I mean, come on, man. I mean, very good training partners. On the feet, obviously, he's 100 times better than Khabib. It's all about if Khabib could pressure Barboza, because Barboza, when you pressure him, he kind of breaks. But this isn't Tony Ferguson. And, that Tony Ferguson fight, I mean, Barboza was winning that fight. And then, Ferguson landed a illegal up kick, and that changed the whole fight. So I'm going to have to go with Barboza here. I know Barboza fought a, pretty good fight with Beneil, but, this isn't – Khabib's not Beneil on the feet at all. So Beneil has some good leg kicks, some good hands, good Muay Thai. And I know, he might have – the first round was very close, but then Barboza, got that pretty sick knee. I can see him doing the same thing to Khabib. Khabib going for a takedown, then Edson knocking him out the knee. So I think Edson needs to be, he has the 5-inch reach advantage. He needs to be very technical out there, which he always is. And I just see him picking him apart. And, he might get taken down here, but I think he can get right back up. I really don't think Khabib is the same guy anymore, man. He missed weight. He didn't look good at all. I think he's done. I mean, I really think he needs to go to 170 if he wants to continue in the UFC. So I'm going to have to go Barboza. I think he's going to go out there, make a statement, and finish Tiramisu. And this might be the last of Khabib at 155. If he doesn't go to 170, I mean, this might be Khabib's last fight, because I think Edson Barboza is going to change his kid's life right now. What about you?
You see me?
No. I can hear you, though. Just go ahead. I can see you.
Sorry. Something happened real quick.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with Khabib, man. I just think he's not just a good grappler. I mean, he's the best grappler at that division, man. Maybe he's got the best takedowns, that's for sure. Maybe not the best overall grappler. Maybe not the best jiu-jitsu grappler. But he's got the best takedowns. I mean, he's a sambo master. So, as long as he doesn't try to start with Barboza, I think he's gonna be able to get the clinch and take him down. He doesn't need he doesn't take down like Benny, so I don't think he's gonna be really threatened with that knee. He usually gets a clinch and does some type of body lock kind of takedown, which I think is safer. I think he's gonna do that to Barboza. Barboza has a hard time with the grapplers, man. Barboza's chance, he's very live though. I do see the bet, and if it's only, I wouldn't play Khabib right at his price, but Barboza is better at 155. But I'm gonna have to go with Khabib. I don't think he's gonna be able to stop the takedown.
Essence ever fought at 145, dude.
155. My bad.
That's okay. Yeah, Essence always fought at 155.
When did I say 145?
No, you said something about Edson is better at 155.
Can make weight 155 better.
Oh, okay, get it. Okay, yeah. So
I don't remember what I said. Okay. But yeah, I know Edson can make 155 better than Khabib. Maybe that's what I meant.
Yeah, I get it now. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see if Khabib can make weight, but if he does, I don't think he's gonna look that good.
That's the thing. That's the one thing that really prevents me from thinking Khabib's gonna. One thing that I'm really concerned about too about picking Khabib is that he didn't make weight last time. So yeah,
he eats too much tiramisu, dude. The dude's fat. So
I don't know what's going on. I guess he got a new dietitian, but Khabib, he always fucking pulls out, man. So if he makes a fight, then yeah, I mean, it's going to be hard to pick against him. I do think when he fights Tony Ferguson, though, that will be the guy to take the 0 away from his record. I don't think Barboza is the one, but yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Khabib, man. Barboza, I mean, when's the last time he fought like a really good wrestler?
It's been a while, man. It's been a while for sure.
So we'll see how it happens. We'll see what happens.
Barboza's fought a lot of strikers, but I mean, I just don't think Khabib is the same Khabib anymore. So I mean, we
don't really know that because we haven't seen him fight.
True, but I mean, Barboza has really good takedown defense. I mean, it's not like he has like 90% takedown defense. I mean, he hasn't been taken down in 3 years, so I think Khabib's going to take him down at least once, but I think Barboza could get right back up. But we're going to find out. Because this isn't Michael Johnson, I'll tell you that. Edson Barboza doesn't have bad fight IQ like that. But we're going to see. It's going to be a good fight. It's probably the best fight in the card. So, main event, we got Cyborg versus Holm. I'm going to keep this short. Initially, I wanted to pick Holm and bet Holm, and then, I watched more tape. I mean, could she grunt and run to a decision? Maybe, but I mean, what's going to happen is Cyborg's probably going to catch that chin and, 5 rounds. I don't think Holm has a bad chin. I really don't, but I really think she gets hit a lot, and I think Cyborg is like kind of a middleweight man fighter. The dude I think she weighs like 180 or something like that a couple of days ago. So that's crazy. I'm gonna have to go with Cyborg, but I do think her first L is coming soon. I don't know. We're going to have to see when, but I think it's going to be coming soon, but not in this fight. So I got Cyborg, but I wouldn't play it. I mean, because Holm's a dog, man. So, she's a good fighter, has good wins. She could definitely dance around and not get hit and win a decision. Who knows? But
no,
I'm not picking her here, but I'm not like 100% confident in Cyborg. So you're not going to see me playing Cyborg. So I'll pass. I'll pick Cyborg, but I do think that Holm has a chance. And I do think she's live, but I'm just not confident in betting her. So, but I got Cyborg. What about you?
Yeah, man, I got Cyborg, dude. She's gonna fuck her up, bro. It's like you said. She starts cutting weight at like 180 or something like that. So, yeah, I think that I think Cyborg's just gonna be too big and too powerful for her. So I'm gonna have to go with the Cyborg. Holm sucks, man. She's not very consistent, dude. She lost against like Valentina Shevchenko. She lost against GDR. I don't know. I don't think she's gonna be able to beat Cyborg at all. I don't see anyone beating Cyborg anytime soon unless it's Father Time. And I don't know. I still think Cyborg has a couple years left in her. So Cyborg's gonna knock her out. I think probably give her a first. Is that her first knockout loss?
Who,
Has
home?
Holm been knocked out? Yeah,
No. I think in boxing maybe, but not in the UFC.
he's gonna give her first UFC knockout loss. Because
She's been tapped. She's been.
Cyborg is a fucking man, dude. Cyborg hits like a man. So I'm gonna go
All right,
Cyborg.
guys. That is our card. So for plays, I have 4 units on Nikolai at minus 55. 2 units on Barboza at plus 250. I will be playing Khalil in the distance. Watch my Twitter and see, what I get it at. What about you? Do you have any plays so far? Or are you thinking about any plays or?
No, I don't have any plays so far, but thinking about Glenn as an underdog pick as a play, and see what else is there.
All right, man. All right, guys. We'll be back in like a couple weeks. I think we have a 2-week break. So later,
All right,
guys, and hope you guys cash.
later.